like I feel like New York is what opened my eyes to everything, but she really does represent New York in a way. I think because New York is all about like being free and like being yourself, and she's always been that.
Zoe is very, very particular because I buy her like some great things, but she couldn't care less about it. Like I bought her an amazing Balenciaga dress, you know, Chloe, but she loves vintage.
She had this phase where she wore like trucker caps.
I go through phases. It's very strange. Like I would be like super sexy or wearing all the Dolce & Gabbana dresses.
Yeah, you did like that. Yeah, because she'd wear like a hot pink, like low cut, like with a slit here. I'm like,
and she's like, "Mommy, you cannot go out like this." I'm like, "Why not?" I grew up in a conservative environment. Between my father, my mother was the daughter of the granddaughter of the Bey of Tunis. For them, like, appearance was more important than anything, you know? Like in a small town, I would say in France, where like what you appear to be is what counts. I was born in North Africa from a Berber father, and people say we are like either Jewish or Muslim in Algeria, and it's like it didn't matter to me. My father was an extremely conservative man. I remember him always with this huge cigar, and he was the CEO of like the tobacco and alcohol in North Africa, which is a huge deal, and everything over there is like belongs to the government. You know, it's a different setup than here where everything is private. For me, it was like what I remember the most is like the colors, you know, by the Mediterranean Sea. That's why everything I do actually is very influenced by color, because I love, you know, the very blue sky, the water, the sun. I rebelled against my parents, you know, being like from the high society. I was like always, even like when my girlfriends were dating the son of the president, of the prime minister, whatever, I was going out with the son of the plumber. I rebelled against everything. My mother has a factory that makes lenses for opticians. She was hoping that I would go to school, come back to, at the time it was in Algeria, and run the factory and the stores. I came to New York the first time in 1988. I was working for a French company called Alan Mickley, and when I came here, I was walking down the street. I was like, oh my God, the energy of the city, like totally, how do we say, like made me much stronger in a way. And I was like, oh my God, this is where I want to live, because New York is like a melting pot of different cultures, different people, different countries, different religions, and I felt totally connected. And I decided to open my own store and start, you know, like doing everything I ever wanted, you know.
Growing up in New York, there's sort of like, if you don't accept me for who I am, then like you're not worth, like someone who's gonna judge you for what you do isn't really worth your time at all. You know, so I think being a New Yorker, it's kind of like, even if, say I'm in an environment, like if there are certain people who would judge me in my school, like I've been brought up not to care about that. I like philosophy. English is actually my favorite subject, but I'm not that good at it. Like I'm not that good at writing, but it's my favorite subject. A book which really like shifted how I saw things was Columbine, because I'm still in high school, and it made me, like I never realized how like something, like just reading a book, like I don't know, it made me, it like still kind of haunts me in a way. I've been like made fun of a lot for what I've worn like in the past. Like my style has just changed a lot, and I think it actually has been sort of reflective of who I am, and like I was also just like, I realize it also reflects the music I listen to. I do something for myself, and then when everyone else sort of starts to do it and it loses like meaning in a sense, I don't follow it as much, or if I don't feel it anymore, I don't do it. This jacket used to be my mom's, and there are pins here, which like, this is like a fake Lacoste pin. I think it's really funny.
They're all actually vintage, except for this one. This one is Hermes. I mean, it's all about like good luck patterns. Everything has a meaning, you know. the heart for my daughter. I love my ties because my daughter Zoe got them for me. She buys me all my ties. There's always like, they're not classic, you know. There's always like, she buys me some stones.
I'm not religious, but it used to belong to my dad's mom, who passed away, and he gave it to me for my 16th birthday. My mom also gave this to me for my 16th birthday. It's an Eiffel Tower, and I wear it every day.
You saw the show Absolutely Fabulous. The mother is insane,
Yeah.
completely obsessed with fashion, but crazy. But I love her. She's hysterically funny,
I
and the
love crazy
daughter is very conservative, and she's like, "Mom, stop it!" And then it's very funny. But I was showing it. I wanted Zoe to see it because she, at one point, she goes to Marrakesh, and then a guy says, "How much for the daughter?" You know, and she sells her daughter because she's sick and tired of her. And I always tell Zoe, "I'm going to sell you when I go to North Africa." You know, when I give glasses, people tell me, can you give this to this celebrity, that celebrity? I'm like, you know, seriously, I give glasses to every postman or postwoman I know, every UPS guy I've worked with, and I said, these are the guys who need to wear my glasses because they can't afford them. Celebrities can definitely afford anything I do, and they should be paying for it.
The American media has so much power over what we focus on and what we don't. Like, everything that's going on between Israel and Palestine right now is the media, because the media doesn't focus on it, but the Palestine-Israel conflict has been going on for years, and like, people just become used to it. People don't like to read, people don't like to be educated, and it's very like, yeah, it's like, fuck that, like, let's whatever. Like, I'm very privileged, and like a lot of the people I know were really privileged, and I don't think anyone who's in my position or like a position similar to mine can just dismiss what's going on and think like, oh, whatever. When it's like, what do you want to be when you're older? And it's like, if someone's like, I want to do something that changes the world, people are like, oh, that's really unrealistic, that's bullshit. If everyone thought like that, I think the world would be better.
I always told my children that they should feel extremely lucky for what they have, and I feel extremely lucky for what I have, and then give as much as possible, because even though we don't have that much, but we feel extremely lucky for what we have.